Self-help is sabotaging your potential. I learned it the hard way, so learn from all of my mistakes. If self-help really worked and made all of the changes that you need, why do people keep buying book after book, course after course, and still struggling with the same problem? Now, I get it, right? We get little glimmers of hope when we do self-help, when we do any sort of personal development. Sometimes we see little shifts. The issue is that those shifts usually don't last. Quite often, even after we've had those shifts and we've told ourselves we're going to be a better person, we're going to have better habits, we're going to do all of these things in a different way, we know what we should be doing, but we don't actually do it because our programming is of somebody that doesn't have that in their capacity to continue doing, because that involves a change of identity, the very deepest level of who you are. You have to have that shift and change at that very deepest level, because the surface level stuff just doesn't stick. And every time I think I can, your way, trying for that transformation, you're actually embedding and encoding those stuck patterns. And then you start thinking, I'm a loser. I'm a failure. I'm the only person that's not getting this, because you can't change. Don't worry. The odds have been stacked against you, and it's not your fault. I'm Bron Martin, hypno healer and subconscious storyteller. I used to law of attract my ass off. I used to do my affirmations. I used to think positively. I used to buy the books, buy the courses. Some I did, some sat on a dusty shelf on my computer. And I used to try all of the things, right? And I would be like, where is my dream life? Where is my fulfillment? Where is, I'd be like, I'm doing all of this work and nothing is seeming to stick. And it wasn't until I trained as a hypnotherapist back in 2017 that I realized we had it all wrong. We were targeting the conscious part of our mind, that logical, reasoning, analytical part of our mind, which is not where the change happens. That all happens in the subconscious mind. So I realized that. I started sharing my work with the world. And since then, I have helped over 10,000 women change, upgrade, really transform their relationship with themselves, their lives, their bodies, their minds. So powerful. And now I'm sharing those insights and aha moments with you to get you on the right track for change too. Your mind is powerful, and I'm going to show you how to use it. Self-help operates on a fundamental lie that your conscious mind is in charge. Your conscious mind, that logical, reasoning, analytical part of your mind that comes up with the legitimate stories. It sounds like an adult most of the time, right? And it's just like, right, I'm going to start this on Monday. And then your subconscious is like, okay, all right, well, this sounds reasonable to me. But the job of your subconscious mind is to resist change, because the subconscious has one job. That's to keep you safe. That's to keep you alive. It does not like change, because any change, it's dramatic. Your subconscious mind is dramatic. Any change could mean death, because it's unfamiliar. So it wants everything to stay the same. So it lets you run with it for a day, for a couple of days, maybe even a week, right? And then it's just like, all right, hold on. This is getting uncomfortable now. I'm not liking this. No. This is not who you are. Challenging the identity. This is not what you do, right? And then slowly but surely, the logical, reasoning, analytical part of your mind will come back in and go, well, I don't have time, or that's a rubbish idea. No, I don't think I'll do that. I don't think this is really working. Oh, well, maybe I'll start next Monday, right? The stories. Because it hasn't been a part of the fundamental change of who you are and how you show up in the world. So that part of who you are and how you've always been showing up in the world comes in and puts the kibosh on it. It's just like, no, we're not doing that, right? You feel me? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You've had that experience probably 1 million and a bajillion times in your life. Numbers may vary. This, my friends, is the self-help trap. You think you're doing good stuff. You might get a glimmer of hope. You have a little shift, and then you have a little slide. Little shift and a little slide. More of a slide, and you're back to where you started. You're like, oh, crap. Why me? What's wrong with me? I'm fundamentally flawed in some way. And then you think, right, I'm going to double down. I'm going to try harder. I'm going to do it better. But that's not how it actually works. It's not because you're not disciplined enough. It's not because you're not positive enough. It's not because you're inherently flawed in some way. You've been set up to fail. Let me share something I discovered about this pattern. Think about something that you've been wanting to change. It might be confidence, like walking into a room without, like, you know, your whole vagina clenches and you walk in. Or it might be that you wanting to put yourself out there for a partner. You're wanting to improve your relationship in some way. You wanted to get some more mullah in the bank. Whatever it is, think about what you've been trying to change. Got it? Probably the first thing, you probably had it when I first started. Yes, that's what I've been wanting to change. And you're like, right, get to the point. Okay, well, let's get to the point then. All right. So how many books have you read on this topic? How many programs have you done? How many times have you talked about it with your girlfriends? How many times have you tried to change? How many techniques? How many times have you thought, well, if I'm just more positive, if I'm just more disciplined, if I'm just more motivated, if I just got up earlier, right? If I just changed everything about who I am so I don't even know who I am anymore, then this could work. No wonder your subconscious mind freaks out, because it's like, girl, we ain't doing that. We are not doing that. No. We'll stay in bed. We won't go out. No. All unfamiliar, all terrifying. And because your subconscious mind is a drama queen, that could equal death. Yeah. You can see why it hasn't been working. Because with all of these conscious insights and understandings about what's not working for you, you get stuck in that same pattern. You are not broken. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's not because you're not worthy enough. It's not because you don't want it enough. You could want it until the cows come home. But your subconscious mind is running the show, and your conscious mind is out there like, yeah, I've got it. You ain't got it. No. The subconscious mind is running the show. It always has, and it always will. So what you've got to understand, well, how do I program my subconscious mind? How do I make these changes familiar on the inside so I start seeing them reflected on the outside? Hypnosis. Yeah. Subconscious programming is where it's at. It's so powerful. It's kind of like, you know, when you are driving home and you pull into the driveway and you're like, I actually have no recollection of even driving home. Your subconscious had the wheel. It's the same as I've got many clients. I have specialized in weight release, and now I'm broadening out into all the other things that I want to be doing as well, because subconscious programming is for every single aspect of our life, right? And I've had clients that have been listening to my weight release hypnos, and little things like, you know, they might have had a Macca's run, you know, they go to McDonald's, and they would do that on the way home from work or on the way to work, you know, hash brown in the morning, a bit of coffee. And they would say to themselves, I'm not going anymore. They'd find themselves in the drive-through. But when they did the subconscious programming and they embedded healthier habits as part of their identity of who they were, then who they were as that healthier person is not someone, it's not the same identity as someone that just mindlessly pulls into McDonald's because it's on the route to work, right? So that's what you're doing. You're giving your subconscious the little seed. And I quite often talk about as well, well, let's be like, I'm just going to be a heteronormative relationship. But imagine as a wife, you've got a husband, you want him to do something. If you say to him, babe, can you clean out the garage? He's just going, yeah, I'll get to it, because it's not his idea. But if you plant the seed over a week of like, oh, yeah, I can't wait until we can put that, I don't know, I want to get a washer and dryer in my garage. I don't think your husband would be that excited about it, but I know I need to clean out my own garage, and I don't have a husband, so I have to do it myself, which is annoying. But that's in my mind. So let's just pretend he's going to be really excited about a washer dryer, because that's in my mind. You know, I can't wait. It's going to be so helpful to be able to wash and dry all the clothes out there and la, la, la. And he's like, yeah. And then he starts thinking, and then you drop it. Then he starts thinking it's his idea. He's like, oh, yeah, that's going to be really cool when we get that washer dryer out there. And then it's his idea. He takes ownership of it and then he does it. The same with your subconscious mind. You keep planting the seeds with the hypnotic programming, and then your subconscious mind is like, oh, I've got a really good idea. Why don't we stop going to McDonald's now? Because that doesn't feel right for me and how I feel now. And so probably won't do that anymore. Or maybe I won't smash my credit card on the weekend so I can get a handle on my spending, because that's now not aligned with who I want to be and who I'm showing up as. You see how powerful that is? So powerful. This recognition alone is going to start shifting things for you, and you don't need to waste time now with trying things that just don't work. Knowledge is power. And when you apply that knowledge, you liberate yourself from those old, outdated ways of being and thinking that haven't gotten you anywhere. If you want to deepen your understanding about how your mind actually works, about how transformation actually happens, hit subscribe, hit that bell to get the notifications. New videos come out on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And I've got a little something for you. If you have an issue with intrusive thoughts, 99.99% of people do, then you can download the Intrusive Thought Incinerator. This is if you've been lying in bed and it's 7 a.m. on a random Thursday, and you're like, why did I say that to my boss when I was 20, when I was pissed, when we went out for work drinks? Why did I do that? Oh my God, that was so embarrassing. You don't need to be thinking those thoughts anymore. You can get rid of them with the Intrusive Thought Incinerator. So click that link, download that hypno. You'll see that my hypno voice is slightly different from my talking voice, which somebody, when they listened to one of my videos once, said, I prefer a more, soothing voice. I'm like, bitch, I don't speak like this in my hypnos. So check it out and stop those intrusive thoughts and enjoy my dulcet hypno voice. These insights start shifting how you see transformation and how it's possible for you in your life. But you know what fuels real change? Is when you've got a complete library of hypnosis recordings to do that subconscious programming. And lucky for you, I've created that very thing. That very thing is available for you today to start reprogramming your subconscious mind. And you can start for $1, one measly dollar. The Transform membership is there for you, and you get 10 days to experience the magic of it for one teeny weeny little dollar. Go on over, check it out. Check it out in the description. There's a link there for you. Okay, cool. Until I see you next time, remember, it's only when you challenge your reality that you get to change your reality. And you get to create that reality with subconscious programming. And you could start today if you wanted, or if you don't want to, don't worry about it. But anyway, I'll see you next time regardless. Okay, bye.